So I'm going to talk with you today about the energy in the air. And we're going to call this energy Empress energy. I've did a tarot spread. I kind of wrote out a summary of the reading. So we're going to kind of go through the reading, and I may stop and pause and talk about things, but let's get into this Empress energy, shall we? The overall energy is that of walking away from toxic connections and healing a divine connection. So there's this King of Pentacles who was not in alignment with an Empress that he has a divine connection with. In order to be in alignment, he needed to first walk away from any and all unbalanced connections and also partnerships in his life. He also had to open his heart to the possibility of true and lasting happiness. So we talking about a player here, We talking about somebody who don't believe in romantic love while they promote unconditional platonic love. They don't believe in that happily ever after, Cinderella and the prince. They don't believe in no shit like that, So they had to open their heart to the belief in that as well. So they didn't only have to release themselves from unbalanced relationships. So quite naturally, the relationships that this King of Pentacles would choose to be in, he didn't feel anything because he wasn't looking for a feeling. Everything was a superficial necessity to him. And so this hasn't been an easy process for him to release these unbalanced connections because friends and family lay the groundwork for these unbalanced partnerships that were not in alignment with his divine purpose. And so these are people who he truly cared for, It's not easy to walk away from people, even if they are doing wrong, or even, maybe they're not doing nothing wrong, but they're not in alignment with your ultimate purpose in life. And so in order to move forward or be granted passageway to your next greatest moment, he had to love himself enough to value his own self, to see his own worth, And so he disciplined himself and he did the work of closing out a very painful and mentally exhausting cycle. Again, it has not been easy. He's not ready to return to this Empress, understanding the bigger picture for all that has happened and ready to align with this Empress, moving forward with purposeful intent. It is now the divine time for him to return. His return to this Empress will begin a movement of communication that will shake the foundation of many. He's committed to returning. You see, he's now aligned for this new abundant beginning with his Empress. So whatever abundant beginning he had before was not the abundant beginning, because we have so many beginnings. Don't mean they balance. Don't mean they gonna last. Moving forward victoriously, having patiently waited for this moment, he's at a bird's eye view of this energy, this Empress energy. And he's been waiting to move through whatever conflicting energies necessary to come and communicate his true feelings. There's about to be an emotional storm as he moves towards his wish fulfillment, his true abundance. This return will crush and put an end to whatever he built that was unstable in his life. It's time for him to return to his balance and present a balanced offer to his Empress. You see, because this Empress, she's been learning to appreciate her own value and worth, and she will accept nothing less than her counterpart. So if he not showing up as who he has transformed into, he probably gonna show up and be transforming in the process, because that is the only balance that is alignment. And so any and all who tried to steal her divine abundance during her due process, and that means anybody posing as the Empress when they know that she was the Empress, will experience an infinite loss of power and wealth, thus surrendering and submitting to her position of power and her divine knowing. As King of Pentacles is being divinely guided forward as he heals from his past decisions and regrets. He feel bad about making the wrong choice, but hey, now seeing the bigger picture, he's laser focused on grounding this divine connection with the balanced offer of love. You see, there's a reason and a season for everyone who comes and goes in our life. You can have regret, but see it as an opportunity for your soul's growth, and your conscious awareness. No need to wallow in regret about your past choices, because sometimes you got to make the wrong choice so that you know you made the wrong choice. Otherwise, you'll always wonder what could have, would have, should have been. Now you've learned the karmic lesson and you've closed a painful cycle. Focus forward, full speed ahead. And so this Empress, though, she too has been on a journey of self-healing. And she's about to experience a new beginning in love. And that's in all areas of her life, because she has aligned with her divine path. This is a magnetic shift for her that will lead her to building generational wealth, knowing that nothing stands in the way of her forward movement. Instead of focusing on the pain she's been feeling or focusing on the hardship that she's been experiencing, she's chosen to look on the brighter side of the situations, and she's chosen to be love. This dynamic return to self has shifted her into magnetic, balanced alignment, allowing her passage forward to the life of her dreams. This King of Pentacles is preparing now, or he's already in motion to come towards her, balanced within the realms of self as well. He's truly missed her divine presence in his life. You see, he has always been defending this connection against any and all who seek to or sought to destroy it. Always planning to return, He knew his options, but he was intuitively led to the ultimate choice point. This Empress has been taking care of so many areas of concern in her life. And she's been doing it all by herself. And she ain't had no help, not no real help. But she's been focused and she's been dedicated. Yeah, she was heartbroken. She felt rejected whenever her offer of love was dismissed. But instead of wallowing in sadness, she bravely embraced her lone path and allowed for divine guidance to lead her away from a cycle of burdensome work and unbalanced return. She focused on herself, focused on what was in front of her obligations, her responsibilities, her divine purpose. See, she never forgot about him because she walked away, but ain't nobody got time to stand still and wonder what somebody gonna do. You ain't gotta wanna do me. I'm gonna go do me, though. Just because I love you, it don't mean I don't love myself. And so the divine feminine turns around and she loves herself enough to work on her balance and also work on her divine mission. Still holding space for her counterpart with grace and divine approval, knowing that the new path will be presented at the divine time. She has too patiently waited for this moment. No more poverty-stricken moments while someone else benefits from her words and her insight. It's time for her to celebrate life, to celebrate love. There are lots of communication coming in for her. Very many opportunities are being presented to her. The path has been revealed. No more long travels on this journey. Her choice to choose happiness. It is her choice now to choose love. This has successfully led her to this celebrated moment and has kept her intuitively on a path unseen, trusting her inner guidance, knowing that her intuition knows what's best for her. She's manifested transformation in her life and her divine connection from a toxic cycle of lust, deceit, and envy to a well-prepared offer of love, from little or no communication to an overflow of emotional appreciation. Her intuition guiding her through all her fears, every step of the way. You see, sometimes you have to allow a connection to end, and that it may have a balanced new beginning or not. And understand that endings are merely new beginnings. Nonetheless, with his heart on his sleeve as he moves forward, releasing the past. It's 12:12 on the clock, y'all. This King of Pentacles rushes in to take the load off, balance the workload of this connection. New insight, fresh ideas, ready for this new start, this amazing life ahead. And he's not alone. He's had help preparing a balanced offer. Others in his company are aware and curious as he plots his course of action. Focus forward, and in his divine flow, he races in, full of passion and excitement, ready to commit to this divine love. Sitting in her power of creative insight and awareness, this Empress knows what her divine insight has allowed her to know. While many of the details of the return of this King of Pentacles are hidden, she's open to this alignment, though. And she's ready to forgive. And she's ready to forget. Nothing but bright days ahead for these two. Your intuition will never lead you astray. Good job, twin.